Alright boys, you clicked on this video, you're probably having a little bit of difficulty on Hellbecker 5, but don't worry, with this team, you don't need Cherish, all you really need is Yusuke and a Minami, and you should be easy clapping this fight to death. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you some Rev Cards. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about Rev Cards. So for Yusuke, you're going to go ahead and want the Ice DPS set, Meditation and Opulence. And then next, let's talk about Marion, or Minami. She's going to want the Trust Prosperity set. It's the Highlight Boost set, and it also increases damage for the whole party. Departure and Control for Shun, the Defense Shred set. And then for Futaba, you're going to want Resolve and Labor, the Navi set. And now let's talk about Wonder Personas. So King Frost, you're going to want to use Skill 1. That already comes default. Sir is Marakunda bot spam. And then Dionysus, you want to make sure you inherit Rebellion. And then for Wonder Dagger, use Ex Machina. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here, shall we? So, this fight's pretty easy. Just make sure you bring like 2 sustains and 1 AoE DPS, and you should be good. But in this case, I went Yusuke because I recently pulled him. You always want to make sure you have Soi's skill 3, like, up, right? Never ignore it. If it's off on cooldown, use it. Makasero! Persona! And with Marion, just make sure you heal. You don't have to play her optimally. Obviously, if you play her optimally, you use skill 2 and a 3. But sometimes it's good to hoard skill 3. And then obviously King Frost here, use S1. And then Yusuke is going to counter. Bonk. Alright, do we get another counter here? Nope. Unlucky. Unlucky again. And so this fight does inflict like a DOT on your own party. But again, if you're running Marion or a healer here, you should be fine. And make sure you use Soi's gun so you can inflict like a AoE debuff, right? The AoE defense shred if you can. And whenever it's off on cooldown, you can use skill 2. But most importantly, use Soi's skill 3 to maintain sustain. And then Yusuke is pretty easy. You just skill 3, right? His counter into like skill 2. That's his rotation. And then highlights, it really doesn't matter where you go. Your main priority is, of course, damage. But if you need it, Marion's highlight's really good. Right, Wonder's King Frost highlight's pretty good too for sustain. Soi's isn't half bad either, just in case all your other highlights are, you know, on cooldown. And, you know, Yusuke's taunt really helps out a lot. Especially with how tanky he is. Like, the boss hits really hard. Right, and you also get some good counters in if you get lucky. And then obviously Futaba, just 1-3, 1-3 spam. Right. When you get access to 3, use it. Right. It inflicts that affinity change, and it's really good. Arigatou. And again, never ignore Soi skill 3. Sorry, I can't speak, y'all. Yusuke's gonna point at them. And then sometimes with Marion, you know, you can run out of SP really easily in this fight. So some durations you can guard with her to make sure you get SP back. Because I did find in a couple of runs prior to this, I did lose a lot of SP like near the end of the fight, which kind of costed me because my whole team died. So, you know, make sure you don't run out of SP with Marion, especially Marion, right? Or any healer that you run. Because it's important that you sustain as quick as you can, or else you get hit and you can possibly die. And again, like I said, Marion's highlight is super OP. If you have it, use it. If you don't want to waste a turn to spend like a skill, just use her highlight. It's, you know, it's a bonus heal, man. We take those. Yep. And again, Yusuke is just gonna do passive damage over time. Right? He's a pretty good unit against this fight because of how tanky he is. And again, I was guarding here so I could, you know, gain back my SP. So I don't have to, like, worry about it later, like, down the line. And then, ooh, got lucky there with the counter. Do we get another one? Yes, sir. See, I'm telling you, Yusuke is so goated, y'all. He's so goated. He's mid, but, you know, he's pretty fun to play. Go ahead and skill 1 here with Futaba. AoE debuff here. And then again, with Soy, if you get back his gun, you can use it to its max. Especially since I have Kira Synergy 5. It reloads for me like every 2 turns. But if you don't have access to Kira Synergy, skill 2 is fine with Soy. And again, King Frost highlight is just super good. You know, it gives you that extra shield. Helps you live a little bit better without having to heal. And yeah, you don't have to play Marion optimally, you know. You just gotta make sure you sustain and live. This fight isn't about optimizing damage. It's about living, but at the same time, killing the boss before the turn limit, right? Nice counter, Yusuke. Bonk. Do we get lucky here? Nope. Surely we get lucky here, right? There we go, baby. Good counter. And keep in mind, I'm running Yusuke with a 4-star weapon, so if you have his 5-star weapon, this should be way easier for you if you have his 5-star. But here, I'm just rocking a R0 4-star on Yusuke. And see, I get my gun back here, and I just unload my load. I mean, oh. There we go. Make sure everyone has daunting, right? Unfortunately, the one on the far left didn't get it, but it's okay. Good enough, man. You get my point, right? You have Kira Synergy at 5. You can use Soy's gun every 2 turns. Use it. Don't hold back on it. It's a really good part of his toolkit, right? Really good. And I wonder, you're just going to be rotating between King Frost, Cert, and Dionysus. Doko Miteiru. Right. Mainly Cert for the AoE Marukunda, and Dionysus for the Rebellion. For Yusuke, of course. Crit rate's really good on Yusuke. And then here, I'm kind of debating on what to do. So I just chose Wonder Highlight because, you know, I was trying to play it safe here. I don't want to die. And then luckily, I got Soy skill 3 back on cooldown here. So we can use that for extra defense. And then now we get more defense from Yusuke's Makasero Persona, which is very nice. And then here, you can heal up anyone, right? Again, Marion's like a hard carry in this fight. I mean, you can probably do it with Luful, Morgana as well, but again, yeah, Marion, just use Marion, man. She does a lot here. Yusuke's gonna get that Big Daddy counter. Bonk. Do we get a follow-up? Ooh, nice, lucky. Give me another one, Yusuke. One more. Rest in pieces. And again, there is a DLT mechanic in this fight that is inflicted on your main party, but with Marion, it shouldn't be a problem. Especially since her skill 2 can debuff cleanse, right? And again, you can use skill 2 every now and then if, you know, his IC defense is off cooldown and you don't have his gun. It's not a bad option, y'all. But obviously, gun and skill 3, pretty good in this fight. And here, I don't know what I did here, but if this were me, I would probably, yep, I would heal. I wouldn't risk it. You know, I got really lucky on this recording and just cleared it, but, you know, the first couple of runs, I kind of got cooked because I got too greedy. And that's kind of the lesson in this fight. You got to play it safe, man. Right? Especially if you have a lot of turns still left over, just play it safe. Like, damage is damage, but you can't do damage if you die. See what I mean? If I wouldn't have healed there, I would have possibly died. Yeah, this boss hits like a truck, man. It's nasty. And if Futaba's back up, we're going to use skill 3. And as always, make sure you target it on Yusuke. Always. He's your main DPS. You want him to do the big boy damage. Again, Soy Marion. Huge, huge, huge for challenge content. You know, due to sustain, defensibility, you know, all sorts of stuff, right? And then since you have so much SP with Marion, just do whatever, man. That's why it's very important you guard with Marion at a certain part of the fight, mainly like the middle, so you can get your SP back with Marion, so you don't have to deal with lack of SP at the end. And yeah, GG's. There you go. Easy clap. Okay, boys. I'm not gonna lie. I got lazy, so I'm just using like a old outro that I recorded. But don't worry, it's just the clip. But the voiceover is a little genuine. Guys, we're closing in on December. You know, thank you for all the support, y'all. You know, we're close to 300 followers, man. And I got you guys to thank for that. I really do appreciate everything y'all have told me in the comments, man. And you know, I look forward to, you know, making more content for this game for y'all in the near future. I also do plan on making other gacha content too, but don't worry, P5X is still my main gacha. I just want a little bit of variety every now and then, you know, to test out my editing skills and, you know, how I do in other gacha games and whatnot. But, you know, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have any questions, just leave it down below. And other than that, I'll catch y'all on the next video. Deuces.